Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. This is So Much More. This is our final recap of Married at First Sight Boston reunion, part 2, 4 hours of our lives that we will never get back. Okay, I was able to fast forward through commercials, so maybe technically 3.5 hours of our lives that we will never get back. There are, first of all, a lot of commercials for Married at First Sight and a lot of rehashing of the same stuff over and over again. I think because I watched the majority of Married at First Sight on Discovery Plus, they're not paying me, but they should. And it was before I started watching the current seasons. I was just like, this is just so drawn out. And it didn't help that Married at First Sight season 14 Boston was a terrible season of terrible couples. So much so, they've gotten rid of Dr. Viviana. Allegedly. Well, word on the street is that they're getting a new expert. As you probably saw from the thumbnail, you might have an idea. Who this is. You know, we report on Devon Franklin a lot, especially recently because of his recent divorce. It hasn't been finalized yet. But from, of course, Megan Good, who we love to talk about as well. But I've also done an interview with Devon Franklin before he was really anyone really knew. It was right after he did Oprah's Super Soul Sunday. So if you missed that interview, all of that's available on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel. I've been around, y'all. Not that kind. You know what? I heard. Not like that. Danielle says, how is the pastor an expert? All right, let's get into his credentials. So a lot of people have been very critical of Married at First Sight experts. And I've defended them at times. But then when I saw season 12 with Chris, I said, I can't defend them. Okay. This is coming from our friends over at Essence Magazine. So they said, while every season of Lifetime's Married at First Sight brings new selection of singles looking to marry a stranger in hopes of finding their happily ever after, the constant is usually the experts. Over the last few years, the relationship advisors who've supported the newlyweds before and throughout the 8-week experiment has been the same faces. Dr. Pepper, Pastor Cal, and Dr. Viviana. But for the 15th season of the series, which will be in San Diego, you saw the preview last night for San Diego season, and it's the first time they're in the West Coast. Why did it take them so long to go to the West Coast? And why are we still waiting on a gay couple? That's what I thought of last night as I'm watching. I'm like, and you're going to San Diego? How you doing? I'm just like, why wouldn't you not have a gay couple at this point in your 15th season? Australia has done it. I believe the UK has done it. I just make it make sense, please. But as Essence reports, they say for the 15th season set to debut this summer, fans are getting new faces. All right. They're getting new faces. Oh, why didn't I bring a picture over here of Devon and his handsome face? Yes, Devon is handsome. We'll give him that. Is he interesting? Yes. Look, is he interesting? Yeah. Look, yeah. Okay, let me bring it down so you can see his face. All right. So Devon Franklin, for those of you aren't familiar with him, not only is he a pastor and a relationship advisor because he has written about relationships, most notably the book that he wrote with Megan Good, his then wife, The Wait. We'll get into all that in a second. He also is involved in movies. He's been a part of Hollywood and a producer for a very long time. I thought this was an interesting selection, especially amid him going through a divorce. But we all know part of life and marriage is divorce sometimes. We'll get into that in just a second. I just think it's interesting timing for him to be doing this. So as Dr. Viviana exits the series, entering the expert role is Devon Franklin. If the name sounds familiar, after I just gave you a full rundown, it's because you know him well. Aside from being an actual relationship advisor, I had no idea, Franklin is also a Hollywood producer and a New York Times bestselling author. He joins fellow freshman expert Dr. Pia Holek another woman of color. Okay, a celebrated psychotherapist with a specialty in sex and couples therapy. So if we're losing Dr. Viviana, that's Dr. Viviana's expertise. So they're adding an additional expert to the group. So we're getting a replacement for Dr. Viviana through Dr. Pia, and now we're getting Devon Franklin. Guys, I want to give you an opportunity to call in, but keep in mind when you call in, I want you to be thinking about, and even in the live chat, what are some things that you want the Married at First Sight producers to change? It might be a little too late for season 15, but at least in regards to the production of it, what are some of the things that you want to see change? I want to see them stop rehashing the same stuff over and over again. It's just like, okay, we don't need a 3 to 5 minute preview every episode. And some of these episodes don't need to be 2 hours, especially when you don't have the content. But I get it. Business. You already paid for this time. You have advertisers. I get it. I'm not stupid. It's still just annoying. Just saying. Back to Devon. So along with Dr. Pia, they will help to provide guidance to the couples for season 15. Franklin has written 4 books, 2 of which were centered on love and relationships. That includes 2019's The Truth About Men, What Men and Women Need to Know, and 2016's The Wait. The latter was co-written with is it his ex-wife already? Have they finalized the divorce? Actress Megan Good. The couple were married for over 9 years before Franklin filed for divorce in December of 2021. We don't need to go through his long, Instagram. I don't know what you would call that. When he announced his divorce from the divorce between Megan and him. Megan's living her best single girl life. Megan, girl, I want you to have the best hot girl summer of your life. Okay, girl? Woo, child. Woo, child. I want Megan to have the best hot girl summer of her life. Please. Please. Not me. Y'all. Hold on one second. I have to grab my bottle of water. I literally filled, earlier today, I forgot my bottle of water, my coldest water bottle. I need to grab that. Please hold. Listen to some music while we do that.
This up like you always do. You want me back, but I'm through with you. You say I'm so sorry you didn't mean to. You still love me, tell me that I don't care what words they sound.
All right, I'm back. I didn't need the music, but I didn't want to just leave you here with nothing to do. Guys, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. If you're just joining us, this is our weekly recap of Married at First Sight, and I'm so happy it's over. Just because the season wasn't seasoning. It just wasn't doing what I needed it to do. But don't forget, starting next week, we will be recapping The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills at 12:30 p.m. Eastern, and then at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, maybe 5 p.m. It depends on my schedule. We will be recapping The Real Housewives of Dubai. So set your reminders, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And of course, be sure to turn on your notifications or join our texting community. Join our texting community at TextKempire.com or text me at 347-647-2372. Don't forget, data and message rates may apply. I've grabbed my coldest water bottle. And if you haven't gotten your coldest water bottle, what are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? You see how much I had to stop the show just so I can get my coldest water bottle. Get your coldest water bottle today. Support the channel by using discount code KEMP. That's KEMP10 for 10% off. Yeah, it's refreshing. Keeps your water cold for 36 plus hours, but they don't just have water bottles. They have things for pets, pillows, all kinds of really cool stuff at coldest.com. All right, back to this. Lee says, an expert that is divorced. What about experts that have been married 5 to 10 years? I mean, technically, before he got divorced, Devon was married 9 years. Technically, just saying. I don't know. I thought this was interesting. Not only are they replacing Dr. Viviana, they are adding Devon Franklin because he's not a sex expert. You know, I guess he's just coming in as a relationship expert. But we might like him. Maybe they're transitioning Dr. Cal, or not Dr. Cal. Well, is he a doctor? He might be. Pastor Cal off of the show. Maybe that's what they're doing. Because to me, it's sort of like, okay, you have Pastor Cal, but then you also have Devon. But I actually, based on what I've seen of Pastor Cal, I prefer him. But his success rate on the show hasn't been that great, so I can see transitioning him off. Maybe it's a contract thing. And that's why Pastor Cal is still coming back for next season. I don't know. But if you follow me on Twitter, then you saw last night I said, now I know why exactly Dr. Viviana is not coming back. It's because she really thought that Mark and Lindsay would make it. But I have to tell you, after seeing Dr. Viviana's performance, sorry, Dr. Viviana, but seeing her perform at the reunion part 2, I was like, I need her to come back. She was the only experts really calling out Alyssa and Lindsay and Jasmina. And let me tell you something. I was very uncomfortable with watching these 2 Black women defend Alyssa, because if you don't follow the tea about Alyssa online, or even some of the little things that she said on the show when they caught up with her about our core values. She didn't want to talk about her core values when Pastor Cal asked her, because her core values are ones that don't support Black people. No, I meant to press this one. Yeah. She didn't like the fact that Chris supported defunding the police. She didn't like the fact that he was pro Black Lives Matter. She worked my nerve. I know I asked for her to come back, but she needed to address some of the problematic things that she said on the show. And I saw it in Chris's face. Chris was getting his life when Dr. Viviana was really breaking it down. She kept on saying, the experts didn't give me what I wanted. Dr. Viviana pulled out her phone and she was like, oh, well, you know what? I pulled up your profile and I looked at all the things. And then she didn't want her to do that. She didn't want her to do it because she was like I don't feel like, I feel like I'm being attacked. Oh, I really wish one of those experts, besides Dr. Viviana, would have called her out, because even Dr. Viviana pulled back when she started crying. It's the fragility for me. It's the fragility, the white girl fragility. That's why they all pull back. Everyone pulled back because they didn't want it to seem, especially, of course, Pastor Cal or Kevin Frazier, they didn't want it to seem like they were attacking the poor fragile Alyssa. I know people make a joke about it, but I'm really a good person. And those tears were flowing. But shout out to Dr. Viviana, though, for calling her out. She was like, you said we didn't give you what you wanted, and we went through the list, and these are the things that you said that you wanted. They had no idea that she was so specific on the type of guy that she wanted, because they say normally people like that, they don't put on the show. When you're so specific about the person that you want, they can't do that. Then you're on the wrong show. But we've said that. We've already said that about Alyssa. You're going into a blind wedding. If you are very specific about the way the person looks, the way the person, you're on the wrong show, Alyssa. But the way that everyone pulled back when Alyssa started crying, I said, no, y'all need to give it to her. So we're going to give it to her here. We're going to give it to her here. Because Pastor Cal asked her, what are your core values? What were the things that you felt that you were missing? Alyssa, this reunion did not help you. You did not clear up anything. And the fact that Jasmina and Katina were defending you told me more about them, because, you know, by the end of this season, we were looking at all of them like they're a mess. The only person that we ended up liking was Steve. That's the only person that we ended up liking. Steve. Everyone else I can't stand. Including you two, Kevin Frazier. I'm sorry. Including you. I hope next season they have Keisha Knight Pulliam host it. I like her hosting the after party, but I want to see her host. Look, Kevin Frazier, you got enough jobs. You're good. I'm not trying to take your job. What I'm saying is that this whole, like, you know, Olajuwon has grown so much. Don't you think he's grown so much? If you don't get out of our face with this, because I would have called him out. I was like, Olajuwon, it seems as if you were just telling us what you want to hear. Did you also notice, and we're just jumping around because this season was a mess. Did you also notice when Katina was out there with just her girls, she's a very different person. Her energy is so different. But when Olajuwon's there, she's sort of like this. You know, we're body language experts. She's just like this. But when it was just her with the girls, I was like, yes, this is so different. I give that marriage 2 years. Look, I give that marriage 2 years. If that. Apparently, according to Katina, oh, well, you know, now I just give it to him, you know, when we're at home. No, you don't. I don't believe that at all. Atella says, I told y'all Katina was a Stepford wife. Hold on. Patrice also noticed it too. Patrice, I noticed that too. Very different. Very, very different. Roberta says, please tell Kevin he needs to watch the show. Apparently he says that he did. But just giving Olajuwon, oh, Olajuwon's come so far. Don't you guys think? No. I'm not buying what he's selling. Sister Lou says, I lost my ish when they said Isaac had grown, right? JM agrees. And look, I'm not trying to, you know, have the man unemployed, but Kevin Frazier's fine. He's at Entertainment Tonight. This is a nice little side gig for him. I want to see Keisha in this role. And you know what? I also just want to see a woman in this role, because I just feel like a woman handling these conversations, or even both of them have the conversation. I just would like to see a woman have the conversation with these couples. And especially Keisha, because she's really shown on the after party. She's smart. She understands. Like, I want to see, I feel like Kevin is a different person. I feel like Keisha could have the intellectual conversation when it comes to relationships. You know what I mean? Like what we get with the after party. I don't feel like we get that deep with Kevin Frazier. Just saying. Just my thoughts. This is my platform. I can have my thoughts. Honestly, I don't really want to talk any further about Noi. Honestly, I died. Can we just skip over that? Exactly. Chanel says that Keisha really watches the show. She's a fan. She's a real fan. And I think I'm willing to bet money that we would have different conversations, more in-depth conversations that we'd be interested in. We don't want to have these little weird conversations. It was just a lot. This is a 4-hour reunion of just kind of like, what are we watching? My second watch, I'm like fast forwarding. I fast forwarded through Noi and Steven. Sorry. They're working out. Everything's working out for them. Jasmina, you just say you didn't like the man. The reason why Jasmina and Michael ended up or working on getting a divorce is because of a fight over a laptop. Y'all never liked each other. We never saw it for you. We all were shocked when you both said yes on decision day. We were like, first of all, you're not sexually attracted to him. And you guys are going to say yes? Come on. Come on. And he says, I vote Skip Noi. There's nothing to say. Steve, you did the damn thing. I hope you guys have plenty of kids and you're happy. Mazel tov. You're not Jewish, but you know. Okay, TJ says, I'm looking forward to the Where Are They Now episode. And more than likely, we will cover and recap the Where Are They Now episode, which was previewed last night. We'll probably do that on Friday afternoon, evening, just because Thursdays are going to be busy with Dubai and Beverly Hills. Yes, guys, let's get to 100 likes. Oh, no, we're already at 100 likes. Let's get to 150 likes. Come on, y'all. Like the video because it helps support our channel, but also support other channels that talk about Married at First Sight. We have been waiting for the end of this show all season, which is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. So this is an opportunity for the experts to express their thoughts on all the couples and everything that's gone on throughout the season. We're skipping Noy and Steve. We can even skip Katina and Olajuwon. To be honest with you, we can skip them. There's nothing else to say. The only people that I can't wrap my mind around are Jasmina and Michael, and it's more Jasmina than Michael. And I'm not saying that Michael's innocent, but I don't think that Jasmina made it any easier for this thing. I think Jasmina was pretty much like Alyssa, done, but she just knew how to play it better on TV than anyone else. But Jasmina, Lindsay, and Alyssa. But we did get some dirt about Jasmina and Lindsay getting into it to a point where Lindsay said, you can walk. you can walk to the airport. I'm not going to drive you. Lindsay, though, is not innocent either. But I can see where Dr. Viviana was coming from, where she says, I could see Mark and Lindsay making it work. Because you know what? If Mark and Lindsay were different people willing to make it work, because they are a lot alike. They are a lot alike. I could see the potential of that being the biggest love of their lives. But very much like what Dr. Viviana said to Jasmina, you're going to go back into the dating pool and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, what did I do? And I think that's what's going to happen with, Lindsay's such a narcissist and she's so clueless to her. She has no self-awareness. A few of them don't have any self-awareness. Lindsay, Jasmina, Alyssa, most definitely. I'm such a good person. I know it's cliche, but you know, I'm really such a good person. Word on the street. Well, not word on the street. You saw the preview for Where Are They Now? She's getting her cowboy, Ryan. From what season was that, y'all? Was that season 11? I know what. Wait, what season was season 13? I mean, he might have the body, maybe the Texas. I don't know if he has the face, but maybe she don't care about a face. We shall see. I just don't see. I feel like this show should be changed to something else. Like you're going to be single for life. Those are the type of people that they're finding. People that are going to be single for life. The reason why these people are going on these types of shows is because they are the problem. Except Chris. I think if they had matched Chris better, Chris, I think, would have ended up very much like Annoying and Steve. I think if he had found Chris also has a new boo from Married at First Sight. I hope it works out for Chris. Chris has such self-awareness that most of this cast does not have. And it's so horrible that he ended up with someone that just is not even worth his time. You might want to talk about his teeth, Alyssa, and about what his friends had to say. You really missed out. Because so many of you get caught up in the looks and you're missing out on great people. Look, I like a pretty thing too, but I keep telling you guys, pretty can only carry you so far. If the personality sucks, then what's the point? And I have been guilty of, not guilty, that's the wrong word, but I have in my life and have experienced after getting to know someone, the attraction growing. Like, oh, you're kind of, just saying. truly Dorcas says, horribly matched. It's the expert's fault. Well, they're changing the experts next season a little bit. We're getting a little bit more black magic. Well, black girl magic is being added. We're getting Devon Franklin as well. I think they're trying to transition Pastor Cal off, but he'll be back next season along with Dr. Pepper. Of course, during the reunion, they talk about Dr. Pepper not living with her current husband, but we already understood. Dr. Pepper has been married before. This whole situation is very different than what's going on with Noi and Steve. It's a very different situation. I feel like they should be living together, Annoying and Steve, but I get why Annoying should be by herself. Just saying. Exactly, Shanice. Exactly. They're a perfect match made in heaven. He shares the same core beliefs as she does. Jerica says Ryan said that he and Alyssa didn't work out, but she is a great girl. Again, the people that go on this show, for the most part, based on what we've seen, are going to be single for life because they're horrible people. Okay, they're not horrible people. Okay, calm down, Married at First Sight people that have been on the show. I'm joking, all right? But some of it I'm not. People like Alyssa and Jasmina are going to be single for forever because they don't see where they're, and Lindsay. Those three, I can see them being, they'll probably date multiple times. Maybe they'll even get married, but they'll be divorced. Oh, damn. Hold on. Oop. Summer says, I think Chris' condescending tone would have gotten him in a little bit of trouble. You think that's what it is? I don't feel like he had a condescending tone. I think Chris is just a smart, self-aware person. I don't think he's condescending at all. Oh, wait. Are we talking about the same Chris or are you talking about a different season? Just saying. Brittany says, no, you were right. They are horrible people, and that's why they have to go on the show. Truly says, Jasmine is beautiful. It will take her far, but not in successful relate. Exactly. That's the thing. That's why I keep telling you guys, beauty is only part of the game. What's your personality like? Jasmine is beautiful. They actually were a cute couple, Jasmine and Michael. But after, we've had some moments with Michael during the season. We didn't forget about the lying about the female roommates. But at the end of the season, I ended up liking Michael way more than Jasmina. I saw exactly why Jasmina and Alyssa are friends. Just saying. Just saying. Let me drop the call-in link, guys. If you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. We're talking about Married at First Sight. Boston reunion part 2. Finally over. I am so grateful that it's over. I'm done talking about these people, but we'll talk about them one more time with the Where Are They Now? But thank you guys for the spoiler alert. Thank goodness. Alyssa's still single, y'all. So if you want to shoot your shot. Look, some of the other issues that we saw during the reunion had to also do with Lindsay. And I really feel as if Lindsay abused Mark. Mark is not innocent, but he says that's the worst bullying that he has ever experienced in his life. He even teared up. He was crying during the reunion. And she almost refused to apologize until Olajuwon was like, girl, apologize to this man. She didn't want to apologize to him. But that's because she's such a narcissist. She felt like she did everything that she could have in this relationship. Now she's she had to leave Boston. Now she's in Palos. Where is she at? Y'all remember. I was about to say something else. I was about to say Palo Santo, and that's not it. That's not it. It doesn't matter. I just know wherever she is, I don't want to be. Ooh, Monique says Mark is a user. Lindsay met her match. You guys really feel like Mark used her? I don't think Mark was innocent because I can also see how Mark's personality would work my nerve as well. He says at one point when they were arguing, she spit on him. But the way she spun it, she made it seem like maybe we were too close and then I was talking to a bit and then spit got on you. Did she spit at you, Mark, or was it what she said? It sounded like she spit on him. And that's like the most disrespectful thing you can do to someone. Just saying. TD says, what happened to Michaela? We are not checking for Michaela. Or you trying to hook Michaela up with with Michael? No, she also was a bag of. Just saying. Just saying. Thwana says Mark and Katina are in the same boat. You think? Let me think about that. Well, Mark is now free. Look, oh, I see what you're saying, the abuse. But Mark is now free from the abuser. Katina's still there. All right, let's get into some callers just because I feel like we spent weeks and weeks talking about Married at First Sight Boston. And probably, I mean, at 1 week, we decided we weren't going to even recap it. I have to see. I will have to see. I will see if we will recap Married at First Sight San Diego. Maybe I'll watch the first couple episodes, and if it's interesting enough, then I'll start doing a live recap. Because all of y'all kept on saying, Kempire, you got to recap Married at First Sight. Yeah, recap it. So I moved things around. I tried Hulu Live TV. That was a situation. Then I had to find another one. You guys do any suggestions? You know, I moved heaven and earth so I could recap this damn show. I'm not blaming you, but I'm blaming you. So we shall see. If it's worth it, we will recap it. If we have time in our schedule, we have a lot of things that we're recapping. We got Dubai coming up. Sex and the City is going to be coming back at some point. I don't know when. Call me. No. See, Saintly Iconic says these last 2 seasons weren't that good. Nope. Nope. But I can always change my mind and I'll come back. I mean, I'm still paying for Sling, so I might as well come back and recap it. Unless we find something else that we need to recap and talk about. There's plenty of good shows that are coming up, but it's also summer. A lot of you are going out and about and doing your hot girl summer. So y'all might not even be here. And I'll be here by my lonesome, recapping pop culture news. Anyways, Nurse Petty says, I am a good person. I liked it when the reunion got more interesting when the experts came out. That was the most interesting part for me, is when the experts came out. I didn't care to have the conversations amongst the separate with the girls and then with the guys. Okay, we got a little tea about the whole Jasmina unfollowing Lindsay. Lindsay just seems like you either hate her or you love her. I don't know anyone that would love her. She seemed like she was behind the scenes really trying to stir the pot. You remember the tattoo situation where apparently Alyssa says that, you know, a psychic told her that her soulmate would have a lion tattoo. She says that, you know, that didn't happen. Apparently Lindsay was stirring the pot trying to, you know, get that out there and cause trouble. So she was behind the scenes starting trouble. I can see her not really even being in communication with these folks after this. I think everyone else is friendly except her with the rest of the group. But then I'm still looking at Katina and Jasmina. How are you friends with Alyssa? Alyssa was messaging Mark. I don't know what she was messaging Mark about. Who knows? All right. Well, let's take some callers because we're already over 35 minutes in, and I appreciate you all being here for our Married at First Sight recap. Replay crew, we haven't forgotten about you. We want to know what you thought of the Married at First Sight Boston season overall. What are some things that you want the experts and the producers to know that you want changed for the next couple of seasons? One of my big things is, why haven't we gotten a gay couple? Lesbian? Like, I want to see it. Come on now. And all the rehashing over and over again, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a little too much. All right. Thank you, Diana. Yes, for a reminder, guys, for our texting community, for our podcast, for everything Kempire, head on over to TheKempire.com. All right, let's take some callers. Let me put everyone's name up so everyone can see things. And then I'm going to take a sip of water because I'm not dehydrated. Right? TD said this is probably the perfect way to put it. Alyssa is bad, but Lindsay is worse. Right? Maybe because she's a little bit more like conniving. I don't know if Alyssa's conniving, but I don't know. She's a little conniving too. All right. Let's get to some of these guests backstage. Danielle, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Danielle?
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. I think everyone is being nice by saying the last 2 seasons have been bad. It's been more than 2. Think back to DC. DC was not good. I don't even know. And then the people that they used for DC weren't from DC. One couple ended up on HGTV, so it just seems like they were just TV show hopping. But it's not been the last 2 seasons. It's been worse. It's been more than the last 2 seasons. And my one producers, we know you're watching. We need a segment where the exes come back and remind them of why they're here on the show.
Yes.
I said that before, and I'm going to preach it, tweet it till the hills come home.
Like, we don't care about the family.
We don't, and we don't need the ex because they get the family right after the marriage, after the wedding. We don't need all that. Who cares? Well, nah, we don't care. But somewhere maybe after week 4, like when they're living together, that's when we need the exes to show up, or maybe even week 6.
I'm surprised I never thought about that.
I know, right? Like, it just makes sense. We need to remind you why you signed up for the show, and because you don't know how to pick your own people is why you're here. So, and I think the checklist that the doctor that's no longer with it, the one that she pulled out on the phone, we need that too. We need to remind people what you asked for, and this is what you got in the moment. And I think as far as these reunions, I appreciate the what are they? The professionals, whatever they want to call themselves.
The experts?
Do we have another name for that just yet? Since it's been so many seasons that it's gone bad. But anyway, I think
the alleged experts.
Perfect. The alleged experts. I think we need to pull out the checklist and say, hey, this is what you asked for, and hold them accountable in the moment. That backing down from Melissa irritated. I haven't even finished watching all these commercials. I had it on pause. I've been sitting here listening to you, and I'm already caught up. So I'm not even going back to on demand because it's just stupid. But yes, but I did get to the part with Alyssa, and I love Pastor Cal's facial expression when he kind of like twerked out when she was lying, because that's what it was. Like, Alyssa, they need to be held accountable in the moment. I don't care if you bring out tears. You signed up for this. You're only bringing tears because you think it's going to make us not come for you. You need to be come for or came for, whatever I'm trying to say. You guys get it. Just make it happen. Okay, bye-bye.
Thanks, Danielle. Bye. I mean, I agree. I mean, I really like the ex's idea. I know Danielle mentioned that last week. That would be a really great thing, because someone like Alyssa needed a reminder. Someone like Lindsay needed a reminder. Like her ex-fiance, she needed that reminder. But maybe because these people are so terrible, they probably don't have communication with their exes. They're probably not friends with their exes. So they probably can't even do it. I would have loved to see that more than some of the crappy things that we saw. Can you imagine Jasmina's ex coming on and them having a conversation? So how's it going? Are you still being the same annoying person that you are? And that would have been interesting to see Alyssa do it too. You know I'm such a good person. No, I don't. You're not a good person. You're a terrible person. Why is he here? For the love of Candace. All right, let's take a couple more callers and then I'm going because I'm hungry. I'm being real with y'all. All right, Tella, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Tella?
Hey, how you doing, Kempire?
Oh, how are you?
See your smiling face. Did you not just say, not for the love of Candace? I loved it. Well, I'm going to give you a quick rundown. Well, for one, I'm sick and tired of these people coming on there playing TV. Because if you really looked at how O was trying to help, he was really trying to help Lindsay, 2 narcissists. You really need to apologize. Come on, like, girl, get it together. This is national TV. People are looking at you and they will remember. That's just more of that playing for the camera. And my girl Danielle, she said it all. She was right. It's been bad for a couple of seasons because these people are not serious. They're serious about, promoting whatever they're promoting. They're serious about being seen. They're serious about getting to other shows. Now, another thing, Devon and is an expert on what? Your wife is for the streets. And, so let's just say this. We already had a mess on there before when we had the previous Lindsay, i.e. Molly, who was with John in season 10 or 11. And you see, he left Dr. Jess had to leave because she got with him. So that's how we got Dr. V. I'm just bringing it all back for y'all. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Let's remember that. And it was they were the same people, Molly and Alyssa and Jasmina. They all have those passive aggressive, really nasty, because Molly was nasty like Lindsay. Lindsay is vicious and she needs therapy. She's
Therapy. Well, I don't know what's above therapy.
Electric shock therapy.
Look, lock her up. I don't know.
That's what she needs. I'm just sick of the whole thing. I love the show. I love the premise. I mean, I'm not really happy with how they're playing with us as viewers, because we see what's happened. If we can see it, they should, come on, you're editing the show. It's bad. Do we need 2 hours of foolery? No. Can we just bring in more couples who are kind of every season we were having couples who were really happy, who were serious about getting married. They were going off having children. We love to see that. We only need one crazy couple. We don't need 4, 5 of them in one season. Hey, this is my last one. I love how Dr. V gave it to those heifers,
which made me want her to come back.
Yeah, she dropped the mic and gave the peace out to him. That's what she did. I loved it. Thank you, family, for having me. Have a wonderful day.
Have a good night. Bye. Sister on the Move says Molly was horrible. I think she was the previous Boston season. I think I need to rewatch that season, or if I haven't watched it, because I haven't watched every single season of Married at First Sight. I watched some of the most important ones, of course, the first one. But I might have to go back. And I just finished watching season 12 with Chris. Just saying. All right. Is that the right word? Okay. All right. In my opinion's back. We're going to bring her up. What's going on in my opinion?
Hey, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm blessed by the best, But let me tell you, Kempire, okay? Let me tell you, when they tried to tell Dr. Viviana not to take up for Mark, I was shouting at the TV. I was like, yeah, she better step in, because Lindsay has been a terrorist the whole time. And I was so happy that they rolled the tape and showed how she talked about him, in the bathroom, and then she's going to play it off. I would never say it to his face. Yes, you would, because you've said more to his face. You know what I'm saying? You talked about his sex life and everything. It's to everybody on the show. And that's the reason why didn't nobody want to tell you nothing. But let me tell you something. That Alyssa, when she said that they was bullying her, I was like, can you spell and pronounce bully? You know what I'm saying? Because, baby, ain't nobody bullied you. If anything, you ran amok on this show, and your favorite catchword was, I'm a good person. If you're a good person, you ain't got to tell people you're a good person. It's just going to shine out of you.
Yep.
And she doesn't have anything about her that says good person. Okay? And then let me tell you something. Jasmina and Katina clocking for her, I was like, boo-boo. On what show did y'all see her be a good person? Or a friendly person at that? Lee Longtime talking about what she stands for and what she represents. But when was she ever good to y'all? Like, she literally talked behind y'all back too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like it. I didn't like it at all whatsoever. Like, I don't like Lindsay neither. So I was happy that they was getting on Lindsay. But I do not like Alyssa. Like, she's the worst person I've ever seen. She takes the cake even over Molly. Like, she's the worst. I've never seen anybody. I hate using the word hate. But at this point, yes, I hate the way she, because her inside is all ugly and her outside is ugly. Like, sides, you know what I'm saying? One way should be able to be flipped and be, pretty on one side, but no, she ugly on both sides.
All right, MIP, thank you so much.
But I don't know what happened to Nashville. I thought we were supposed to be getting Nashville next. Maybe some trouble up there.
It makes sense because they just started casting for Nashville, so that's probably season 16.
Maybe so. I heard they had the weddings in January, so I don't know.
Well, you know how they turn these things out.
Yeah.
Be right after.
Well, all right. You go get you something to eat. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye. All right. First of all, Bianca, she says, thank you. She says, thank you for recapping this because I stopped watching this season early on. Damn. And honestly, Bianca, you didn't miss anything. You really have not missed anything. If you've been watching our recaps, then you definitely haven't missed anything. But there isn't anything that happened during the season. I'm glad we got out Alyssa back just for the reunion so that she could answer for the things that she said and did that Chris did not get to see. But the fact that they didn't call her, I wanted the experts to call her out. And like Danielle said, I wish they called her out more in the moment versus at the reunion. But the minute she started crying, everybody pulled back. Everybody pulled back. I would have been like, you can save those tears. There's no reason for you to cry. And these are experts. They know what she's doing. She's weaponizing her tears. Nurse Petty, thank you so much for the super chat. Nurse Petty says, I think the experts should have called out, you are so in my head. They should have called out Alyssa more than Dr. V pulling out her phone with receipts. I think they were protecting her feelings because she is a good person. Yeah, I didn't like that. You guys are the experts. So if I was to do it, I'm not an expert. So I might be a little bit more lethal. But you guys can examine this situation a lot better than we can. But you know what? They probably gave up on her too, because they're like, she's never going to answer the question. She's always going to go back to, I'm a good person. I'm a good person. I'm a good person. Alyssa, no matter how many times you say it, it's not going to change the fact that the world knows that you are not a good person. Florence is backstage. Florence is going to be our last caller of the night. How are you, Florence? I can't hear you, Florence. Uh-oh. Oh, there goes Florence. Hold on, Florence. Are you ready for me, Florence? All I'm looking at is, okay. Hey, Florence.
Hey, again, my internet wants to act up.
Look, Mercury's in retrograde.
Right. Well, my only, I agree with the first two callers, Danielle and the lady who called. The show has gone downhill the past like 5-6 seasons. But the worse it gets, the more popular it gets, which of course is money. So I don't even see them wanting to change anything because, hey, it's all about the green dollar. My only suggestion to change is I would love to see the experts be more hands-on, like more in their face when they're having issues, not it being an after effect. Like, this is what you need to do. We're going to have meetings, either Zoom or face-to-face, whatever activities they need to do. I wish the episodes were shorter, like an hour and 15 minutes. Because I can't do the 2 hours. Is it 2 hours or 3 hours? I don't even watch it.
2 hours.
See, I watch your reviews and then I watch just clips.
You poor thing.
Episodes are too long.
They are.
So,
but they make a lot of money from advertising from this. Right? So I always want to kind of remind people, like, we get it. You have advertisers that you have to please. But the show is becoming too long, and so much so, if it's not entertaining, people are turning it off. I didn't check the ratings for this show, but I'm sure it wasn't that great.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering what the ratings are too. And I'm hoping with them adding Devon Franklin, maybe that's 4 people that allows them to spread out a little bit more. So maybe they can be more hands-on. But I really hope they're not replacing Pastor Cal, because I love Pastor Cal, his expressions, his energy.
He's a little bit more in their face than the other experts.
Yes, I don't need that. And I feel like Dr. V, I don't think she was fired. She seems like, I follow her on Instagram. I feel like she was tired of the show, just the way she
the community posts. Probably.
Yes. And then people kind of, fans attack her because she says it every time. If you say something rude on my page, you're going to be blocked. So I'm getting an idea that people are probably coming after her, and maybe she takes it a little bit more sensitive than others, because I would ignore her. I'd be like, anyways. But some people are sensitive to that. So I really feel like she's tired of.
And she's done it a long time at this point.
Yes. Yes, But that's it. Thank you for recapping the show.
Of course. Have a great evening.
All right. You too. Bye.
But I am excited for Dr. Pia, who's going to be replacing Dr. Viviana, because she will be, the sex expert. So it'll be interesting. We get a little black girl magic. We're going to get Devon Franklin. Not sure. But if he starts going in, I don't know. When they announced that Devon Franklin, Megan Good's soon-to-be ex-husband, and of course the pastor and Hollywood producer, when they said that he was coming on, I was just like, I'm not excited for this, but you never know. He might be good. in this sort of position. And I'm sure the producers are paying attention to you guys because so many of you have said we need the experts to be more involved. What's going on? Why they have sort of been checked out? I don't know. In my opinion, since Pastor Cal's not helping anyone. I don't know. We shall see. Oh, and Jerica says they used to have 4 experts. Yes, that's true. That's true. But I felt like all the experts made sense. Look. Thank you, Danielle, for the super chat. She says, I want to be the sex expert. Ba chicka wow wow. What is your expertise? The Dr. Pia is an actual doctor. Okay. Anyways, thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to all of you for being a part of our Married at First Sight season 14 recap. The last 4 weeks, last several weeks, not 4 weeks. I wish it was 4 weeks. We appreciate you guys drudging through, watching the show, being here every single week, watching and recapping it with us. We appreciate you. I'm sure Married at First Sight producers appreciate you as well. If San Diego is good, this is the first time they're going out to the West Coast, which I find shocking. Season 15 is taking them that long. And we are still not getting a gay couple. Just saying. I want to see it. I wouldn't mind seeing a whole separate season of just gay couples. And then all of a sudden, never mind. I want to see it, though. I want to see it. Thank you all. Thank you to everyone that sent in the super chat. Thank you to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. Thank you to, of course, our moderators. Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for voting. Let me just remind you what you voted on, though. So, with over 240 votes, you guys voted that you rated this week's episode of Married at First Sight between 4 and 6, with 50% of the vote. 27% of the vote went to 7 to 10. So it's not that great. Not that great. 23% rated it between 1 and 3. All right, I'm gonna end the poll. I'm gonna end the poll. Thank you to everyone that called in. I appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to check out the 2 separate videos that I posted right after our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills live recap, including an update on the Ray Liotta passing. And we had another video that I had to talk about in regards to Erica Jane from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and her insensitive comments about the victims, Tom Girardi's victims, her estranged husband, and technically her victims too. Guys, so let's continue this conversation in the comment section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit your notification bell so you don't miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Let's get out of here. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.